Welcome in. So glad to see you again. Did you find the new place all right? Perfect, fantastic. And I'll just have you sign in on the sheet here. And while you're doing that, let's just go over some of the basics. We are basically going to be matching you today with your perfect Jedi Master. Now, the new room should be much more comfortable and to your liking. It is meant to simulate a real-world bedroom so that your mind can relax and unwind. You can close your eyes, and as we give you your interview to find your Jedi Master, you can simply sit in that relaxed state and be open and honest as you want to be, of course. Once again, we always appreciate your honesty here, but if anything is too personal, please just let me know. Thank you for that, by the way. So, as always, I'm going to ask you a few questions just to get you checked in here and make sure everything is shipshape. You're exactly who I think I am, all that fun stuff. So, can you once again tell me your name? And your occupation? Alright. Once again, I don't know if I've told you this before, but super unique job, by the way. That is awesome that you do that. But what is your favorite water temperature drinking wise? Okay. You understand. It's just so that we can get you your night table or your side table water. So if you wake up in the middle of the night or you need it at any point at all, feel free to take a drink. I will have my assistant over there bring it to you directly. I've got our interview over here, but just one more question here. If you could have a lightsaber or a blaster, which would you choose? Okay, yeah. After knowing you for a couple of these, that does not surprise me at all, though your answers do sometimes surprise me. And just to check again, if you could have any color that you want, which one would it be? Perfect. That's just a fun one. We don't count it too often, but it gives me a little bit more information fresh in my mind about who you are as a person. But alright, we have explained what we are going to do. We've got you all checked in here. And now we're going to turn our attention to moving on, getting you in your seat in the room, and then giving you this quiz. So let's go in there now, and then my assistant already has your water in there waiting, should you need it, and we will begin. And just right there, you are more than welcome to lay back, relax. If you'd like to sit up, that's perfectly okay. But the more relaxed you are here, the better it allows you to unwind, get away any of that tension from the day. I welcome you to start this with some deep breaths in In, out, or do some box breathing, which is 1, 2, 3 in, 1, 2, 3 hold, 1, 2, 3 out. Either way is perfectly fine. With that out of the way, are you comfortable with if we start the interview now? Okay, thank you once again for being here, for returning. Once again, it's great to see you. And we start with question 1. When tensions rise in a room, what do you first notice? Who is trying to hide their fear behind sarcasm or composure? Who is making the situation more dangerous by avoiding the hard truth? What the moment is asking for, even if the rules are not ready for it? Or where the mood could shift if someone brought warmth instead of pressure? Okay. Yeah, no, feel free to close your eyes whenever you are ready. Again, as long as you answer, everything is chill here. And if not, if you stop answering, it will be answer enough that we will postpone the rest of this until tomorrow. Question 2. Pick the place where you would feel most useful. A war room where everyone needs calm judgment before acting. A council chamber where one firm voice must cut through denial. A distant world where local wisdom matters more than official procedure. Or a dangerous shoreline or battlefield where courage and ease can coexist. Perfect. Question 3. Someone says, we need to decide now. What do you ask first? What choice keeps us steady without escalating the damage? What is the necessary decision everyone is avoiding? What does instinct tell us before politics bury it? Or how do we keep courage alive while we move? Perfect. We are seeing a pattern here already, but as always, I can get some interesting data points here. Question 4. What kind of reputation would help you most? Unshakably composed, even when the situation is painful. Principled, intense, and impossible to pressure into softness. Wise in a way that does not always ask permission first, or brave, kind, and strangely relaxed in impossible circumstances. I'm with you with that one. 5. What plans fall apart? When plans fall apart, what is your instinct? Stay calm, protect the mission, and make the next best move. Identify the critical threat and confront it directly. Trust the living moment and adapt around what others miss, or keep morale from cracking while finding a fluid way through. Okay. 6. What kind of ally do you trust most? Someone who stays loyal without needing constant reassurance. someone who can face ugly truths without flinching, someone who listens to intuition instead of only hierarchy, or someone who can laugh without becoming careless. Okay. That is a very grounding presence, you're right. Let me just take that note. Again, didn't mention it when we started, but feel free to add anything you like. This is a two-way street. I want your most unfiltered opinions here, so you don't have to just say 1, 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, D. You can say whatever these bring to mind. With that, question 7. Which flaw sounds most familiar? You can bury grief under duty until no one knows how much it costs you. You can become so focused on what is right that you seem severe. You can resist authority even when cooperation would make life easier. You can make danger look easier than it actually feels. Yeah, now one is, it's close to home for a lot of people taking this, myself included, yeah. Pick a hiding place. Question 8. Behind a dry comment and a perfectly controlled expression, behind formal discipline that few people dare challenge, beyond the official path following a quieter truth, or behind a smile that makes others underestimate your depth. Okay. Kind of a few of those. I got you. No problem at all. 9. What kind of victory feels best? The crisis ends because patience outlasts chaos. The danger is stopped because someone finally acted decisively. The right path opens because you trusted what others dismissed. Or the group survives because courage never lost its joy. Perfect. Thank you for that. 10. You arrive somewhere unfamiliar. What do you rely on? Courtesy, observation, restraint, and a careful read of the room? Discipline, structure, and identifying who holds real power? Local signs, instinct, living energy, and what the force seems to place in your path? Or atmosphere, movement, emotional rhythm, and how people respond to ease? Perfect. We've gotten through the first 10. Did you need a drink of water? Are you doing good? Are you feeling okay? Are you comfortable? A lot of questions, I know, but that is the important part. Yes, you took the words right out of my mouth. Is the pillow comfortable enough? Everybody has their own kind. It is one of those adjustable mattresses. If you see on your side table, you can adjust the firmness to your liking. Perfect. So, are you ready to go through the next set? Perfect. 11. What motivates you most? Doing the right thing even when it becomes personally painful. Protecting order from corruption, weakness, and self-deception. Following truth even when it unsettles tradition. Or meeting danger with courage, kindness, and a light heart. Okay, I will say your choice of lightsaber color is really adding up here with your answers. 12. What do people usually rely on you for? Staying composed when everyone else is overwhelmed, saying the hard thing no one else wants to say, seeing the meaningful exception hidden inside the rule, or making fear feel less powerful without pretending it's gone. Okay, perfect. 13. Pick a personal rule. Grace under pressure is still a form of strength. Mercy means little if it allows greater harm to grow. The Force speaks through the present, not only through the council. Or courage does not have to look grim to be real. Okay, yeah. All of those are definitely a valid option, and they do fairly match together, so that should be fun for the system to process, and we'll get even more of a pinpoint presentation of your actual Jedi Master. 14. When someone lashes out, what is your first instinct? Respond with restraint and keep the situation from becoming worse. Confront the behavior before it endangers others. Look beneath the reaction for a deeper current behind it. Or diffuse the moment with warmth, movement, and disarming confidence. Okay, yeah. That's very fair. A few of these are very emotional intelligence based, especially on this question. I mean, they all kind of are, let's be real, but 15. What kind of Jedi story fits you best? A calm mentor survives heartbreak by staying loyal to the light. A powerful guardian faces darkness with discipline and moral face. A wandering teacher follows an unlikely sign that changes destiny. Or a joyful warrior proves that serenity can be energetic, bold, and alive. Perfect. What makes you trust someone? Is it they stay kind even when wounded? They do not bend their principles for comfort. They can hear wisdom from unexpected places. Or they remain generous even under pressure. A little bit of, yeah, that is definitely an option. Perfect. This is a little Easter egg right there, that question. It actually has a very significant weight to the end results. So, having the answers that you did will somewhat affect, it's kind of like a turning point of everything. It's a culmination almost. 17. Pick a tiny victory. Holding your composure when a painful memory is touched, naming the truth clearly enough that the avoidance stops, following a strange instinct and realizing it mattered, or getting someone scared to smile before the hard part begins. It's very noble of you. 18. What tends to bother you most? Recklessness disguised as confidence, complacency disguised as patience, tradition used to silence living wisdom, or people treating seriousness as the only proof of strength. Okay, yeah. Perfect, you're doing fantastic. 19. How do you handle rules? Respect them, but interpret them with humility and timing. Enforce them when they protect people from dangerous instability. Question them when they block what the moment clearly needs. Follow their spirit while keeping enough flexibility to breathe. Okay, yeah. Pick a mentor figure you would listen to. Someone patient, witty, and quietly carrying more than they admit. Someone demanding, focused, and deeply committed to difficult standards. Someone unconventional who teaches by trusting the path as it unfolds. Or someone warm, confident, and able to make practice feel alive. Great. That was question 20. How are you feeling? Yeah. Are you having a little bit of fun? That's very good to hear. And did you want/need any more water before we continue? Okay, perfect. Now, we've got not too many left. We're in the back part of this. My question to you is, are you ready to continue? Perfect. Question 21. What kind of pressure brings out your best? A painful situation where composure is the only thing keeping people safe. A moral crisis where compromise could become surrender. An uncertain moment where intuition matters more than certainty. Or a dangerous encounter where fear needs to loosen its grip. Okay, great. 22. How do you prefer to solve problems? Observe, study the room, choose carefully, and endure the consequences. Assess, confront, decide, and prevent the threat from growing. Listen, adapt, trust the moment, and follow the living thread. Or move, encourage, improvise, and keep the energy from turning heavy. Great. Fantastic. 23. What kind of home base feels right? A quiet room with simple comforts, old memories, and a view of the horizon. A formal chamber where discipline and responsibility shape every choice. A road, a temple, garden, or any place where the present feels alive, or a breezy training space near water, laughter, and open movement. That last one is kind of like the summer vacation for some, yes. Now, that comes down to more of a do you vacation at the beach or in the mountains kind of thing, but that's not one of the questions. What would it be for you, just out of curiosity? Okay, yeah. Well, I should keep going, but that does fit well with your answers. 24, though. What do you secretly want people to notice? That your calm takes effort, that your severity comes from care, not coldness, that your independence is devotion to truth, not ego, that your lightness has depth behind it. Okay, I did forget to say or on that last one. Threw a bit of a curveball at you, a little bit of a Hail Mary pass, if you will. 25. A dangerous person underestimates you. What happens? They mistake patience for weakness and learn how controlled you really are. They mistake your restraint for hesitation and meet a wall. They focus on procedure while you follow the real current of the moment. Or they underestimate the smiling one until the fight is already moving around them. Okay? Yeah. Perfect. Got that note right there. Pick a mission complication. 26. The person you care about most is making the worst possible choice. The system is compromised and everyone is still pretending it can wait. The official answer ignores the one thing that the force keeps placing before you. Or the team is frightened, exhausted, and needs courage to feel lighter. Your answers are really, really interesting with some of these. They're pointing to two very similar figures. It almost. Not all of them, but almost. 27. You're like the first one I've seen that happen with. What kind of leadership feels natural to you? Lead through restraint, humor, loyalty, and quiet resilience. Lead through discipline, clarity, and moral seriousness. Lead by trusting the path others are afraid to follow. Or lead by bringing confidence, warmth, and flow into danger. Okay. You're doing fantastic. Really good job so far. What fear feels most relatable? The duty will ask you to lose someone and still keep going. That hesitation will let darkness gain ground. That the truth will be ignored because it does not fit tradition. Or that people will mistake joy for a lack of seriousness. Thank you for that. Pick a setting. 29. Desert wind, old robes, quiet watchfulness, and a sad carried with grace. Polished floors, purple light, tense silence, and a decision no one wants to make. Green worlds, roadside encounters, strange signs, and a path that feels chosen. Or blue water, bright blades, quick movement, and a grin before the leap. Those do sound quite relaxing. 30. What kind of reputation would worry your enemies most? They stay calm no matter how personal it gets. They see weakness and corruption before it spreads. They follow signs we do not even notice. They make fear lose its rhythm. You know, funny little tangent, if you don't mind. They follow signs we do not even notice. If you get really good at reading people, you can definitely do this. You just gotta long-term make eye contact with them, learn your emotions, get like really deep in emotional intelligence, and know the person. And you can literally start to look like a psychic with that person. They both love it and hate it. Yeah. 31. Are you okay if we continue? We hit our 10 question break. We've got just a few more left here. Okay. And everything's still comfortable. You've got your bed where you like it. Alright. Well, again, at any point, feel free to completely drift off to sleep. And of course, we can continue this in the morning. There's only a few left here, so if you did, it wouldn't be much of an obligation. If you don't, we are coming up on the results, and I will tell them to you. So, are you ready to finish out strong? 31. When you are concerned, what do you reach for first? Patience, wit, and the stance that has carried you through worse. Conviction, focus, and the decision everyone else fears. Instinct, trust, and the path that opens up only when you stop forcing it. Or movement, confidence, and the energy that keeps panic from settling. Great. 32. What kind of loyalty makes sense to you? Loyalty shown by staying true even after heartbreak. Loyalty shown by defending the order from what would corrupt it. Loyalty shown by honoring the force above institutional comfort. Or loyalty shown by keeping people's spirits alive as well as their bodies. It's very noble of you. 33. Pick a personal aesthetic. Simple robes, dry humor, steady eyes, and a quietly tragic elegance. Formal robes, severe posture. Purple blade, in controlled intensity. Weathered cloak, living world textures, loose wisdom, and unconventional calm. Or aquatic ease, bright expression, relaxed confidence, and graceful motion. Perfect. Or what kind of ending satisfies you most? The light survives because someone remained faithful through loss. The threat is confronted before denial can protect it. The unlikely path proves meaningful because someone trusted it, or the battle ends with relief, courage, and a reminder that joy survived too. Okay, last official one. At your core, what are you best at? Turning pain into grace, turning conviction into decisive action, turning intuition into wisdom, or turning courage into lightness. Perfect. Final question. If you could choose your own Jedi Master, who would it be? Obi-Wan Kenobi, Mace Windu, Qui-Gon Jinn, or Kit Fisto? Only one, yes. Well, let me just run this, see what you are dealing with here. Are you still doing alright? Fantastic. Well, thank you for taking the time to do this. As always, you are more than welcome to spend the night tonight, if you would like, if you are comfortable. And we will be providing breakfast in the morning, if that changes your mind. But okay, we have your results here, but would you like to simply relax and stay? Of course, your room will be well protected and locked to your liking. Perfect, we can definitely do that. And looks like what you answered for 36 was pretty accurate. Here we will go through all 4 of the Jedi Masters, eventually getting to yours. Obi-Wan Kenobi. If you got mostly Obi-Wan Kenobi, your answer suggests that you are composed, loyal, and quietly resilient. You tend to respond to pressure with restraint, dry humor, patience, and a strong sense of duty, even when the situation hurts more than you let on. This result best fits you because your quiz pattern points towards emotional control, graceful endurance, protective loyalty, and the ability to keep choosing the light after disappointment. Your strengths are steadiness, wisdom, loyalty, and the ability to remain kind without becoming naive. Your growth may come from letting others see your grief before it turns into isolation. Still, this match shows someone with rare inner grace, the kind of person who can carry pain without letting it define their light. Mace Windu. If you got mostly Mace Windu, your answers suggest that you are principled, intense, and deeply serious about responsibility. You tend to recognize danger early, especially when others are hesitating, rationalizing, or hoping a problem will solve itself. This result fits you because your quiz pattern points towards discipline, moral clarity, decisive action, and the courage to confront what others would rather avoid. Your strengths are focus, conviction, leadership, and the ability to stand firm when compromise would become weakness. Your growth may come from remembering that intensity can intimidate people who might otherwise stand with you. Still, this match shows someone with powerful moral gravity, the kind of person who does not look away when the truth gets uncomfortable. Qui-Gon Jinn. If you got mostly Qui-Gon Jinn, your answers suggest that you are intuitive, independent, and guided by a deep trust in the living moment. You tend to listen for wisdom outside of official structures, notice meaningful exceptions, and follow what feels even true, even when it complicates expectations. This result fits you because your quiz pattern points towards spiritual independence, unconventional insight, compassion, and the courage to trust the Force over approval. Your strengths are intuition, compassion, spiritual courage, and the ability to see potential where others see inconvenience. Your growth may come from remembering that independence works best when it still leaves room for trusted collaboration. Still, this match shows someone with deep living wisdom, the kind of person who hears the quiet call before anyone else knows it is there. If you got mostly get Fisto, your answer suggests that you are warm, brave, and able to bring lightness into situations that could easily become grim. You tend to meet danger with confidence, motion, good humor, and a generous spirit that helps others feel less afraid. This result fits you because your quiz pattern points toward joyful courage, emotional buoyancy, flexible strength, and the ability to stay centered without becoming heavy. Your strengths are courage, warmth, adaptability, and the ability to keep morale alive when fear rises. Your growth may come from allowing others to see when you are struggling instead of always lifting the mood for them. Still, this match shows someone with bright, heroic energy, the kind of person who proves serenity, can smile back in danger. Well, alright, that is it from me. If you are asleep, you do not have to answer any more questions. I will quietly exit, but I do want to again thank you so much for being here today. Your consistency and your uniqueness is so appreciated. We appreciate you for who you are today, not a version of you in the future that you're working towards, not a version of you in the past that you are no longer, but you today in what you are working with today in the moment. With that, thank you again, and I hope to see you next time. On to the next chapter.